When the Rain Fell Twice, Part 2. Years later, Elijah stood at the edge of his life. The business he'd started from nothing was going places. Nadine, with her cascading dark hair now streaked with gold, was a well-known legal officer. Yet neither of them had forgotten the symphony of their first love. In fact, the memory of it played softly in the background of their days. One evening, as the city draped itself in twilight, Nadine called. She needed legal counsel, she said, and Elijah, though surprised, found himself agreeing. They met at an old haunt, a small Italian restaurant, tucked away in a quiet corner of the city. The walls were adorned with photos of smiling customers, and the air was thick with the aroma of fresh pasta. Over plates of spaghetti carbonara, Nadine told him about her burgeoning career, her dreams, her fears. Elijah listened, his heart twisting at the easy grace with which she spoke about a life that once revolved around him. He saw the remnants of the girl he loved, in the way her eyes crinkled when she smiled, in the tilt of her head when she pondered. Yet there was something different, a hardness around her eyes, a tightness around her lips, that signaled a world-weariness. Elijah couldn't help but wonder if his absence had contributed to that, if his leaving had caused some of the blooming to wither. As the evening deepened, they talked about their lives, their choices. Nadine spoke about her work, about her colleagues. Then she mentioned her fiancé, the steady, reliable man she planned to marry. A pang of surprise shot through Elijah, quickly followed by a wave of calm. He wished her well, offering congratulations, knowing that his love for her, though deep, had never been possessive. As they parted ways, Elijah couldn't shake off the feeling that something had shifted within him. The hurt of the past hadn't vanished, but it had morphed into something akin to understanding. He realized that love wasn't about holding on, but about letting go. It was about cherishing the memory of what was, while embracing the beauty of what could be. In the weeks that followed, Elijah found himself thinking of Nadine more often than he'd anticipated. Memories, once locked away, resurfaced, bringing with them a bittersweet ache. He remembered their first date, the awkward fumbling, the nervous laughter. He recalled their fights, the hurtful words, the silent treatments, and most of all, he remembered the love that had bound them together, a love as real as the sunrise, as eternal as the stars. Despite the miles and the years, Elijah couldn't help but wonder if their paths were destined to intertwine once more. Would fate, it seemed, deal them another hand, forcing them to confront the echoes of their past? Or would their love, like a melody, fade into the distance, leaving behind only the haunting notes of what once was? There was once a young man, named Elijah, quiet, focused, and full of dreams. In high school, he met Nadine, a girl whose smile slowed down the world. She wasn't just another classmate, she became his home. But life, as it often does, tested that young love. Elijah had to transfer schools to protect his future. His father had gotten into some serious trouble, and the principal wasn't making things easier for him. He was only 16, and Nadine was already talking about how she'd miss him, how their love would fade away, how she might find another guy. But Elijah held her close and promised forever. Just as he promised her, he disappeared. Elijah threw himself into his studies, excelled in everything, and soon graduated with honors. He worked, built himself back up, and tried to forget about Nadine. Yet one day she came back, older, wiser, or so it seemed. She told him about her failed relationships, how she got pregnant by one of them, that they broke up before she miscarried. The pain in her voice was raw, the tears in her eyes were real. And Elijah, with a heart that hadn't hardened, gave her a second chance. He supported her through law school, clerkship, believed in her again. He thought he could protect her. But history has a way of repeating itself when someone doesn't change. Nadine began drifting, spending less time with Elijah, taking longer to reply to his calls, arriving late to their dates. Soon, she was in the office late, talking on the phone in hushed tones. Elijah tried to talk to her. She brushed him off, saying she needed space. He agreed, but he couldn't help but worry. One day he found out where she was going, who she was seeing. Her tree finance manager, a man more than twice her age. Elijah found out, and once again, his heart was torn. He felt betrayed, lied to, used. He wanted to yell, to shake her, to make her understand, but all he did was cry. He cried because he realized something. You can't fix someone who's at peace with breaking you. So he let her go. Didn't fight, didn't beg, didn't ask why. He just walked away, hoping that she would realize what she'd lost. But she didn't. She called, asking him to come over. When he arrived, she wasn't alone. The man from finance was there too, smiling at Nadine, holding her hand. Elijah turned to leave. She stopped him. "I want to be with him," she said, her voice shaking. "I'm sorry." He looked at her for a long moment, then simply walked away. This time, he didn't look back. But life wasn't finished with him yet. As he tried to heal, to move on, Elijah lost his brother. A second wound, a second storm. But when the rain falls twice, it isn't to drown you, it's to wash you clean. Elijah didn't collapse. He rebuilt, started taking care of his health, joined the gym, traveled, met new people, experienced new things. He even began running again, something he loved doing with his brother. A year passed. One day he received a call. It was Nadine. Her voice was different now, more mature, more real. "I haven't been honest with you," she said. "I'm still with David. We're getting married next month. I wanted to tell you myself." Elijah felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no surprise. He simply thanked her for being honest and hung up. That was the last time they spoke. You see, sometimes people come back. They tell you about their failed relationships, their broken dreams, their unfulfilled desires. They want you to fix them, to love them, to hold them. But if they can't fix themselves, if they can't love themselves, then you are not their fix. You are not their love. You are not their home. Sometimes people come back, but the space they once occupied in your heart has been filled with memories. Those memories become your new home. A home filled with laughter, with light, with love. A love that doesn't break you, but makes you whole. What happened to Elijah happens to many of us. If you've been through heartbreak, if you've been lied to, betrayed, or broken, know this: you are not alone.